Welcome to Shovelware Diggers. Our dig team is currently excavating the Softkey Shareware 2000 Hit Games 2 CD collection. You can find a link in the video description containing the entire directory structure of this archive. It's week 92, and these are the digs our diggers have for us today. For more information on how to join the dig team, simply head on over to the Patreon page linked in the video description. Now without further ado, let's begin. First up, Brendan of Retro Swims dug up DOSGAMES /PB/EVGAPINB. Clearly some kind of pinball program, but let's see. Well, there's the EGA, VGA, BGI, so we already know this was written using either Turbo Pascal or Turbo C. That's interesting. The high score file is dated 92, even though everything else in here is like 88 or 89. Well, all we got really is pinball, so let's run it. Computers, great prices, serve it. Oh, this looks like it's Moref's pinball. So I'm pretty sure I've looked at Moref's pinball before. I think it was in the episode 50 of Ancient DOSGAMES. It was one of the last ones I looked at. But basically, this is a very early Morefware title, because it doesn't even have SVGA support yet. But it's one of the few games that supports VGA 640x480, so let's take another quick look at it, because I kind of only briefly touched on it before. And this game is very speed sensitive, so yeah, it looks like it's going to have to be right there. And if I remember, the controls are very weird. The bottom flippers are... Let's see, left flipper is tab or Q, and the right flipper is either enter key. These are bizarre controls. And of course there's no tilt, and the up arrow launches the ball. Okay, maybe that's a little too slow. So like, I mean, it barely really qualifies as pinball even, because the whole nature of gravity just... Gravity just doesn't seem to... Oh, hang on. It's tab and Q for the upper play field. And then either enter key for that flipper over there. And then the bottom flippers are question mark and shift. These controls are so weird, but I guess they kind of make sense. But it's weird because on a normal pinball machine, you would have one button which controls all of those flippers, and another which controls both of those flippers. Holy jeez, I just noticed the high scores. Look at them all. It's like old farts all throughout the high scores. Okay then. So let's try this again now that I've got the controls sort of figured out. But yeah, this is what you would call super floaty. Like, why is the pinball floating through stuff? And I guess I locked the ball? Maybe? Yeah, and it's hard to use the controls because it's just so weird. And then sometimes that happens, because the gap in the flippers there is actually really huge. On a normal pinball machine, the gap between the flippers is approximately the size of the ball when both flippers are extended as close to each other as possible. Having been playing like real pinball for quite a number of years now, it's safe to say that actual pinball is so much different from the digitized stuff. Like, even the good digitized games still have wonky physics when you know how the actual physics work. And yeah, this game is just terrible. I mean, I applaud the effort, because let's face it, there weren't that many pinball programs at this point. There were the construction kit ones, like there was Pinball Construction Set, and there was also Macadam Bumper, aka Pinball Wizard. And those were two big ones, and there were some others too. So it's kind of interesting to see one like this, which has totally wonky physics, and yeah. But yeah, Moref's pinball, it's not very good. But hey, Morefware had a whole bunch of good, decent games. This wasn't one of them. Next up, we have a team dig from Scott Percival and Voon Turing. DOSGAMES /arcade/Atlantis. Well, something to do with the mythical city under the ocean, I would imagine. We got some Atlant files. There is a doc file, but it's 7 kilobytes. And Atlant IR. I don't know. Battle for Atlantis, programmed by William Slow. Okay, so it's a Slow software game, and it looks like one of the many Risk clones he made, because there were a bunch of those. I think I covered a game like this when I was doing the Slow software stuff. Let me just double check that this wasn't one that I already covered. Okay, I double checked. The one I originally covered was Isle Wars, not Battle for Atlantis. Because again, William Slow Software Company had a whole bunch of Risk-type games. Like, that was one of the interesting things about Slow Software, is that they often had multiple versions of the same game, just different in subtle ways or just differently presented. In any case, level of difficulty, I'm going to go easy because I suck at strategy games. Starting number of armies possible. 3 or 4 recommended. Okay, we'll go 3. Okay, press any key to decide who plays first. Argonauts won, they go first. Actually, no, looking at this, I get the funny feeling that we may have already played a game like this on Shovelware Diggers. But if not, we'll just quickly play it again here. This is turning into the episode of old games that we've already looked at, I'm guessing. Armies 11, Destination City, oh, I already have like 2 continents. How did that happen? I'm going to say Destination City 6. Number of armies, I'm going to give it 6 armies. And then reinforce some of our spots here. 10 is going to get 2, and 2 is going to get 2. 5, we'll give it 1. So, action. We are going to attack. City to attack 4 from 6. Attack again, and again, and again, and again. There we go. And we'll move, how many? 3 armies. And it's still my turn. Can I move more armies? Move from 4 to 5, move 2. So the computer's running its turns now, and it's my turn. I have 15 armies to place. I'm going to place all my armies in City 10. Okay. City to attack. 12 from 10. Keep attacking. Move 14. Now attack 18 from 12. Keep attacking. Move how many? We're going to move, not all of them. We'll move 6. Into Destination City 18, I'm going to put, how many of these? I'm going to say 10 armies. And Destination City 5, I'm going to put the rest. So I'm going to attack City, attack City 40 from, attack City 40 from 5. And move 6 armies. And then I'm going to attack 17 from 18. Move 1 army. And attack 19. 19 from 18. And move 7. Okay, yeah, I'm probably gonna... I don't think I'm gonna win it this turn, but let's see what I can do. Attack 42 from 38. Move 33. And finally, attack 43 from 42. Move, I don't know, 29. Doesn't matter at this point because I have won the game. Now, mind you, the skill level was at bare minimum, but as I've said before, strategy games are not my thing, so I kind of have to turn the skill down if I want any chance. Fun fact, though, I actually tend to do better against human opponents than I do against computer opponents. But it really depends on the game, too, and the opponent I'm up against. But in any case, that was Battle for Atlantis. Very similar game to one we've probably already looked at on Shovelware Diggers, and probably the one that was from the solo software episode I did on Ancient DOSGAMES. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of these kinds of games out there. I think well, I'm trying to remember how many solo software had. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it was at least a couple or three of them. And our last dig for today comes from Professor Renderer, WINGAMES /GG/DREADNOT, as in like Dread not tomorrow? I don't know. So who thinks the game is actually going to be called DREADNOT spelled like that? Or if it's actually going to be not even anything like that in the executable name? Huh. We do have a README. It doesn't have anything attached to it though, so let's just load up Notepad in our accessories. And drag and drop. DREADNOT, spelled, I think that's spelled right. In Windows, click on File, Run, type Install, copy demo version freely. That's not much of a README. In fact, that's probably the most basic README ever. What does the help file say? DREADNOT. It's a pretty big font. Introduction. Year is 1941. You are captain of a convoy crossing the North Atlantic, a grid of 10 by 10, to deliver desperately needed supplies. I almost said surprise. In the icy fog lurks the Kriegsmarine? I'm going to just go with Kriegsmarine. Wolfpack prowling with deadly stealth. You must elude and destroy them. Your convoy consists of a dreadnought, a destroyer, a corvette, and a submarine. This is a battleship clone. So yeah. I don't think we really need to worry about offense, defense, and all that, but enhancements? Huh. So apparently this was going to be like a bit more interesting of a game, but let's see what we got. Well, it's already started like wrapped around the screen, but not maximized. That's kind of weird. Options, play modes, manual, offense. So what's the difference between manual and offense? Or maybe it's just a different form of automatic. Ambiguity threshold, shots per volley. Okay, it's kind of weird. Also, who starts, player or computer? You can't make it random? Come on. Okay, so do I not get to place my boats? Huh. So there's my 10 shots. I made one hit. Click on what I hit. What? You know, I think the game thought that... Yeah, it seems like I was playing the game despite the fact that my ships weren't on the playfield. So let's just place them now. I'm surprised the game let me play without me placing my ships first. Okay, so let's do this again. So yeah, now it's actually showing me where my ships are, and it's showing the opponent's attempts to hit them. And the way the game works is you actually start losing shots per turn once you start hitting things. So now that I've made this shot right here, I'm going to have one less torpedo on my next turn. See, I only have 9 shots I can fire now instead of 10. So I guess part of the strategy is to try to hit as little as you can at the start, just to narrow the board down as much as you can. Interestingly enough, I managed to clear like a whole grid, like a whole checkerboard worth, and I didn't even hit any of these. Although, oddly enough, I'm having trouble finding... Oh, you know what? It's probably right there. So... there it goes. And he just won. And that's where his ships were. So, I don't know. Okay, I do like the fact that it actually resizes properly, which is not something you often see with these games, especially ones with that much detail in it, is that it will actually, you know, resizes fairly decently from the looks of it. Okay, I think I've almost got him here. Nope. Ah, it was one shot away. I was about to get him on my next turn. Oh well. Yeah, see, it was one shot away. Okay, so that was DREADNOT. It's an okay Battleship clone. I do like that it resizes properly, but it is kind of weird how it's presented. But anyways, let's see the about. $19 registration for the full version? Okay. It says icons by Wanda. What icons? Yeah, $19 is a kind of a lot for a program like this. What year was this made? Especially for 1994. You gotta consider what you're competing against by that point in time. You already had, like, proper Battleship games out there. So, yeah, I think that's probably a bit much. Might have been able to get $10 for this, but 19's too high.